So we're going to go a little bit deeper on our code. I'm going to clear everything in this place and also clear in output. So in comments, let's look a little bit on more comment. On variables. Let's look a little more on variables. So now in my variables now, right? X is equals to what? 5, and I explained earlier that X is equals to 5 is what? A variable, yes. And then I gave an example of why of joy of name is equals to what? Of a string called joy. So now if I want to I was printing print of X, then it prints Y. So if I print name, there's no Y, it's print name. So once I run all of this all together, you want to have what? 5 and joy coming out already. So these are examples of each of them. So now let's try something called casting. So in my casting, I have my X as 5. Casting is necessarily if you want to specify out the data type of that variable. So if I want to show the data type of the variable of X, I use my casting. So I can say now instead of it I'll write int. So I'm telling them that this my variable is int, and then for let's say now and again, let's say Y, we call this what? Let's say a float or what? 6. Then I say Z a string of what? Joy. So I'm going to clear all this away. So like, we're going to print this out, each of them out. So you want to see how they look like. So I'm saying string. So you're going to clear give some error. Instead of putting in curly brackets, but then let's use everything as numbers instead. So I'm also say 7. So I will just print them out. Print. I want to print X is equals to X is equals to what? X. Y is equals to Y. Z is equals to Z. Z is equals to Z. So this is concatenation. This semicolon I'm using is actually what's known as concatenation. I'm adding very different lines of code in one place. So let's give me an error. So I'm going to run this. So I made a mistake right here. So this is not meant to be outside there. So I think this should be correct now. Come on. Yes, come on. Yes, I made a mistake earlier on. So I want to run this now. And you see our X is 5, our Y is what? Is a float. So it's since it plus 6.0. This is not an int, then we have 7 as a string. So this is what you call casting. So I want to say this is a casting. So this is a casting. So casting is used to show forth the data type of a variable. Yep. So now if I want to get the type, I'm getting the type of a variable. This is different. So for instance, now we are in our X. So our X, you can say X is equals to what? Type. X is equals to we have X as what? As int 5. Y as what? 6 plus 6. Z as this. So if you want to get a print, so I'm putting the type. So the type, we're able to get the type of X that we have there. So let's say I would now print right type. What type of Y you want to get? What is the data type of Y? Prints what Z? What is the data type of what of Z? So let's now let's run this. So we see, so they see that the first one, X is what's a class of int, Y is a class of float, Z is a class of string. So you see that's correct. So let's turn everything. I'll change it now so we can see how it looks like. I put string 7. Let's write like this. Let's see if you're still going to get the same output as earlier. So I'll write 6.045, something like that. Then the X will be set 5. So let's run it again. So I'm going to clear my screen so that it won't be confusing. So I'll run it again, and then you see, so what X is what of int, Y is of float, Z is of what string. So we see that we actually got it correctly. This is how to get the data type of the value a variable is holding. So now I have this question now. If I have a X as what? X as let's give it a name. Let's the person who created as Grido Van Rossum, the person who created Python. I give it this name, and let me copy this again, and Y is equals to what? Y is equals to, I use one quote. The first one has double quote, second quote. Is there a difference? That could be a question. And you know, both of these things are actually strings. They are both strings. So looking at this together, they're both string contain the same value, but what's different is the quotation. So, but then in this, they are actually the same thing. They're not any difference from each other. So X is the same thing as Y. So if I print X and Y, you will get the same value. So I print X is equals to X, and print what? Y is what? So if I run the two of them together, I will get what? The same thing. So you see, there's no difference between the two of them. They're both. You can either use a single quotation, a double quotation to signify a string variable. Then also in Python, integers are case sensitive. In Python, integers are case sensitive. Let's give an example. A is equals to what? 4. A is equals to 4. All right. And then we are having capital A is equals to hello world. So A is equals to small. For small A is equals to 4. Big A is equals to what? Hello world. Both of them are not the same thing, since in Python, integer are case sensitive. So A is not equal to A. So if I want to run this, you see that both will give their different value. If I run print A, then print A. So once I run it, you see they won't it won't override any of it. To give it. So A is not equals to A, and also A, big letter A, will not override the value of small a. This is in Python, variables are case sensitive.